I almost hit my goal.
I almost passed that test.
I almost married that crazy person.
Why do we treat almost like a failure?
Welcome to Three Voices Unfiltered, where no topic is off limits and everything gets real. Join us,
Ranisha,
Teresa,
Suzanne, as we dive into hot topics, share our wildest experiences, and bear our honest opinions and thoughts. Buckle up, because with us, it's always raw, always vibrant, and absolutely unfiltered.
welcome to another episode of Three Voices Unfiltered. Today we're going to be talking about almost doesn't count, or does it?
I think that we put too much emphasis on almost, or the word almost. What do you think, Ranisha?
I think so too. I mean, almost means something didn't happen that could have happened, or you wish that it happened.
Before we really get into this topic, we want you to like, share, and subscribe.
Yes,
Thank
please.
you. All right.
This
So
is likes.
it's almost good enough. I say yes or no.
I say yes.
I say
Almost
yes.
is
The
fine.
reason I say yes, because let me give you an example. What about cooking? And you're trying to follow a recipe, and you don't have all the ingredients, or you put something a little bit different in it. And it comes out as good. It's tasty. It's great.
I agree.
I think that sometimes I was watching this show and it was like, man, I almost did this, and this person was beating themselves up because they didn't do it, but I almost did it. Like, why do we put so much focus on the word almost?
Mm-hmm.
I think we need to break that down and focus on the success more than the almost.
Right.
Does it really matter if it was almost there, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing?
Yeah, a lot of times I equate when people discuss almost or have feelings about almost, I equate it with just trying to be perfect. And you're not going
I
to be
think
perfect.
Yes.
so.
And
I
you're not gonna
agree.
be perfect. You're just not.
It's like the saying says, it's progress, not perfection.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Progress, because you're progressing. Like, I almost lost 10 pounds. Oh, my goal was 10 pounds. I almost lost 10 pounds. Or how about switching it to, I lost 8 pounds.
Right,
That's right.
That's
right.
fantastic. I got to 8. Forget about the almost, because then almost makes it just makes you feel bad about it. When,
No, it stresses you out.
yes.
It really does.
When you actually, you accomplished 8 pounds.
Oh my goodness.
Or I
yeah.
almost got an A on that test. I got an 89. You got a B. Like, it's okay. It's just don't focus on I almost. How about, do you think that we sometimes use almost to make it sound better? I almost got an A.
I don't know. I think almost is a fixed mindset, you
Oh,
know?
that's a good one.
So it's your mindset.
That's a good one.
When you say it's not growth. Growth is different. Fix is
Yes.
you're fixated on what you didn't do, what you can't do, what you didn't achieve.
And you're like fixed on, I needed to do 10 pounds, for
Right.
example. But if you have a growth mindset, man,
You
got
like, I
8.
did a good job. I did 8
lost 8
pounds. I lost 8 pounds. That's
And
a
that's
lot.
a growth mindset.
I know.
That's a growth
good
mindset.
one. I know if we can all if we can do that in every aspect of our life, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Not try to always achieve for perfection.
Yes.
So let me ask you this question: is there? Okay, I do believe that there are times where we kind of do want perfection. So, like for example,
I am a perfectionist,
Wait a
so-
minute, like for example, our doctors performing surgery, on us.
Oh, yeah, you want him to be
Oh, you
perfect.
got-
You want them to really
You don't
know
want
what
your
they're
doctor to
doing.
say, I almost got that tumor out of your head.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Oh,
No,
wait,
sir.
Wait a minute, y'all. What about we're flying on a plane, all right, and we want the pilot. We don't want him to almost land this plane.
No, we want you to
him
land
on the
it. So there's some
ground.
instances where, right, almost does not count.
Let me
That's
give
right.
you want to know about almost in pilot. We were flying back from Florida, coming back from a cruise, going to Myrtle Beach. And that plane suddenly dropped. And it went like this, midair. And we're like, what? I mean, my cousin said he saw his life flash before his eyes. I started laughing. I was so scared.
Oh, wow.
I just broke into laughter. But this is what got me. The pilot said, there was a plane below him.
Ooh, that wasn't supposed to be there.
And we almost hit it. I'm like, first of all, did you get your
I wouldn't have told you all
pilot's
that.
license last week? And are there radars and things? But yeah, that's an almost that you don't want to happen.
You don't want to almost hit
Crash.
another plane.
That's not funny.
No, it's not funny.
No, it wasn't funny. I
That's
mean,
scary.
I don't know why I broke into laughter. I think it was nerves and my body was reacting weird. But that was an almost situation that I'm glad it was just almost.
Yeah, that's a good point, Teresa. There are some things where almost
It's not
good enough.
It's just not. We
need perfection.
Yeah.
We need perfection.
Yeah.
But a lot of things
It's
almost
true.
is fine. You know, in most things.
And almost is not the end. Does that make sense? Like we feel I almost did it. It's the end. I'm not going to be able to do it anymore. No, that's not the case.
Yeah, and especially like I think about parenting situations. There's no manual for parenting, and you can do everything right. Everything right, and your children or child can still, fill in the blank.
Absolutely. I have so many examples of that.
Yeah. So you think you're doing the right thing, you make these right decisions, and then it doesn't turn out like you think it's going to be.
And we're not degrading the power of almost. I just feel that. Do you feel that we give the almost too much power, where it can cripple you?
Some people, not me.
I don't think I
personally,
do.
but some people where they make life choices. They make choices based on the almost or the perfection.
Right.
They do. So
And I use almost as a driver to do more, to do it again.
I get excited. Like, I keep going back to the weight loss one because that's a relatable one. But I could say I almost lost 10 pounds, or I think it's cute when little kids, you ask them how old they're. I'm almost 5.
Yeah.
Like, but you're still 4. But you're still 4, honey. It doesn't matter. So they're saying that, and that's what I meant earlier, like as a to show off or to give it power, because they're, regardless if you're 4 years old and 364 days,
Right.
you're still 4.
yeah.
So we little kids do that all the time. I'm almost 5, or
We used to do that when we were younger. We used to say, especially when we was a teenager. I'm 17 and a half.
Yeah, I'm almost 18.
I'm almost grown.
18.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm almost grown. So,
But the fact is that you're still 17.
yeah, I remember like when I got my real estate license, I failed my first real estate class. Like I didn't even pass the class. And I almost passed the test, like by one question. So I was like, don't show me. I almost passed and I didn't. It was like, oh my goodness. I got to go through this every night for hours, for weeks, because you took it. But it just fueled me to do it again and just be more engaged with the material.
Right, and that's what I was getting ready to say. You try it again.
I tried it again.
So
Yeah.
that's a life lesson. If you are you have a goal and you're trying to do something, and you say, I set this goal, and you just don't meet it in the time frame that you wanted to meet it in, don't give up.
Don't
Yeah,
give up.
because you were like, you're so close there. Almost is meaning you're almost there. You're so close, but it just didn't happen for whatever reason.
Yeah.
But that should fuel you to want to keep trying to get to whatever goal that you want to get to.
That's right. And I know for myself that, there has been times where there was an almost and I didn't pursue, but the subject, issue, situation. But then there was sometimes where, like you said, I was fueled. I said, no, let's try it again. Let's try it again.
I was looking up the meaning of almost, and it says not quite, very nearly.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and it's exactly what we're saying. Like, you didn't quite make your goal, and that's okay. You could say, I didn't meet my goal, but I accomplished 80% of my goal.
And that's progress.
And that's
It's
progress.
progress.
And that's progress.
It goes back to that mindset, shifting how you feel about what, progression or failure looks like.
Yes.
Right.
And there's a saying, There's no success without failure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think that's what it is.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, there's no success without failure. You need failure to drive you to be successful.
yes.
Otherwise,
Like, would you hear of scientists and inventors how many times they were
oh my
turned
goodness,
down?
exactly.
Or script writers, like I don't remember how many times Sylvester Stallone got turned down for Rocky. It's just, it happens constantly, and they didn't give up. They did not give up and accomplish their goals. So don't get so caught up in, I almost did it, man, it's not going to happen, I'm going to give up. No. Get fueled by the almost. And not,
Yeah. Almost should be fuel to your, I made it. I'm there.
Exactly.
I know, because
That's right.
This word just keeps coming into my mind is perfection. You know,
That's right.
Society, and a lot of times think about social media. When we're looking on these social media sites, Facebook, IG, TikTok, and we're looking at people's lives, and we're envying these people's lives because we're thinking that it's so perfect, not knowing what they went through, not knowing what the background is, not knowing if it's a front, you know, not knowing if it's genuine. You know.
Because what we see in social media is not real. It's not life.
That's right.
People are not going to post their fighting with their spouses, or they're not going to post trying to make the budget work or getting the kids ready in the morning. It's just, you know, my vacations, or I'm happy out here gardening, and people might feel that if I could just get there, or I'm almost just like them, and then it's not real. Like, especially kids. I wish kids would get the message that what social media portrays, it is not real life.
Yeah.
You hear so many influencers that have committed suicide because they're just, it's not enough. I almost have 100,000 followers.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
really
the
need to have that's
The word.
That's
Perfection.
huge. That's huge. The
Perfection.
almost, the social
Yes.
media, and trying to get so many followers, trying to get so many likes. I almost hit this goal.
and they're bummed, but shoot, when we get 100,000 followers, party!
We're gonna pop the bottle.
Yeah.
So on that note, mid-episode plug, like us, subscribe, follow us,
Share.
All right. I'm done.
Share.
Oh my God, I don't know why I'm so stuck on social media, because I like when I look at videos and people are arguing or they're having a difference of opinion, because to me that's real.
That is real.
It is.
You know, that's real. You know, we talk about the because they're not trying to be perfect.
Yeah, I have a.
They're not trying to be perfect.
This was funny to me. I have a. This was years ago. I was really good friends with my pastor and his wife, and I went over to their house to visit, and I didn't hear anything. She comes to the door. She goes, "Did you just hear us fighting?" And I'm like, "I did not hear anything."
Oh.
But to me, it was so liberating to know that, oh my gosh, they fight. Like I like them even more. I really
What did I just
appreciate
say?
it.
I just say I like
Because it was
videos.
real. I'm like, these are real people. They're not holier than thou. They're not closer to God than I am. They fight, and it's okay.
I mean, you can tell that they fight with the amount of divorces that
That's
Christians have.
Yeah.
Obviously, they do something that
Yeah.
is not keeping them together. So,
Yeah.
And how about talking
People
about
are human.
divorce? Because I've been there. Like, I was almost married for 7 years. You know.
oh yeah.
Who cares?
It
doesn't matter.
That reminds me how almost can be a good thing, because I almost married somebody that I did not need to marry. I found out in the relationship, and we were planning our wedding, and I had saved the date sent out. I don't know if y'all remember this.
I don't remember.
It's been so many, child, but you know, it's been so many.
I want to know who it is now.
But
Tell
we
me
had
later.
saved the dates, sent out. We had our date
Wow.
scheduled, and this man was crazy. He started just being crazy, possessive, very intimidating, like trying to intimidate me.
Ooh, I love it. Let me tell you why I love it.
Emotional
Oh,
abuse.
let me tell you why
Yes.
I love it because I felt like you were being protected. God was protecting you.
Absolutely, he
So
was.
almost could
He
be
was.
it could, you almost could be a good thing.
Almost can be a great thing because I almost married him. I did not. I am so glad I didn't. He was the devil.
Oh wow!
Literally, he was trying to
Wow.
intimidate me, try to get in my face, and I'm like, where do we do this at? This is not what we do, but
No.
and try to make me afraid of him.
That's emotional abuse.
Yeah.
And
abuse, they
that was a
manipulate.
great example. And that's Teresa, you hitting it because sometimes God will prevent things for our own good, and we
Yes.
think, oh my God, I could have
I
had
lost
this.
out. I almost got that promotion. I should have gotten it. And then it ends up being a good
Exactly.
thing.
It was a good
Almost
thing.
could
As
be-
much as I
Yes.
thought I love this person, I didn't know him well enough to make that decision. So it fell apart, and I'm thankful.
Imagine like if you would have married. So you know when you're dating, it's the honeymoon period, and everything is great. If you would have married him, that would have escalated to a
That would
crazy
have been
level.
bad because he love bombed me because he had a plan. Like he had this whole thing planned in his head,
Yeah.
and he needed me financially to help him
Oh, oof.
because he didn't want to work, or he wanted to go off and try his dreams of whatever he wanted to do. So he love bombed me. And then as we were planning the wedding and I'm asking him to do things, he was annoyed because he didn't really want to marry me, but he wanted to for his own personal gain. But it was annoying him. And guess what? We were going through counseling, marriage counseling through the whole time. And I just started noticing just bad
So
behaviors.
it wasn't real for him. It was a process to get you so he could accomplish
So,
his
because
goals.
I told him exactly, because I told him, no, we cannot live together unless we're engaged. We cannot get a account together unless we're married.
That's
We
right.
and I'm saying all the things, and he
Yeah.
was doing those things, but I just slowly saw it break down because he wasn't authentic.
He wasn't. It wasn't.
So-
he'd have been happy going to the courthouse just to get you married. and
If I would have said that, he would have done it. But I
Yeah.
said, you know what? And we can't get married without Christian marital counseling. And he agreed to it. Crazy, knowing God's going to show up. What? He's going to show up for me. And throughout the counseling sessions, I could see who he was. I remember one day after the counseling session, he was like, don't ever make me look bad in front of the counselor
Oh
again.
my goodness.
Okay, yes.
I was
You were
like,
so
make you
protected.
look bad?
So how did you break it up? I'm curious.
Oh my God. Literally, I started planning to, I need to think about it. How did it? Oh, it came to a head. I remember. We had a huge argument because he was late because we were going somewhere. He was late, and I just asked him why, and he went off on me. I was like, why were you late? So basically, he was seeing another woman.
Oh.
Oh,
He
that
was-
was revealed. Oh my goodness, I love it.
I found that out
was really
after the
crazy.
fact.
Yes.
He was seeing another woman. It made me so. It made him so upset that I asked him where he was, and that was the night it blew all up, and I was done.
That's crazy.
wow.
That's how like narcissists will do that. They're okay as long as you don't call them out, and as soon as you call them out, it's all your fault. It's how dare you, and they put it all on you.
Yeah, he was
That's
the kind of guy.
narcissism.
He was a narcissist, definitely. He had an outward thing that he did for.
So people
So people
would see
thought
the
he
good.
was a great person, but inward he was very dark.
And they always have agendas.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Always have
Yeah.
agendas. So be mindful of that. Let me just say this. This came up in my spirit as you were talking, Renisha. Is let your almost be lessons learned. Let your almost
Yes.
be
Yeah.
lessons learned.
Yes.
Yeah. Unfortunately, I didn't use that almost to let me learn.
That time, but
That time I didn't.
Yeah.
It goes to show back on the dating, and you guys need to check out our dating episode where we
Yes.
talk a lot about online dating. I looked at the peephole And I didn't recognize who he was. It goes back to taking your time to get to know people. Just praying, asking God to reveal who you're with so that you know what you're dealing with, because people come in so many shapes and they try to mold themselves to be who you think they are and they're not. So it just taught me that lesson.
And listen to the red flags, like pay attention because the red flags do matter. And we sometimes find ourselves so deep in this scenario. Like you had save the date cards out.
Oh my God. I
So
remember the wedding
how hard would it
date.
be to say, throw that away, we're not getting married? Like,
Ooh, that was tough, but I did it. But I had a wedding date.
It's
It was
okay.
12, 13, 14.
12, 13, 14. Wow.
It was a Saturday. That was our wedding date.
I'm thinking about parenting. Now I'm thinking about parenting. Again, I mentioned parenting earlier, you know, and being that perfectionist in parenting.
Yeah.
I know that there's some things that, you know, you really do need to pay attention to and, you know, try to be good at whatever, you know, that is. But don't be so hard on yourself as well. Take your time. Sometimes take your times. And I know that we have to make split decisions when we're parents. But sometimes we can, like, sit back. And I'm a firm believer now. I wish I was when I was raising my son, but I'm a firm believer now is to just let, you know, the Holy Spirit just lead and guide me. You know,
Yeah.
because
Absolutely.
I believe that if you let the Holy Spirit lead and guide you, you will have less almost.
And how about,
Absolutely.
now that you're talking about parenting, how about parents that are very hard on their kids and really push them to in sports or their academics, and we're like, well, Bobby almost made pitcher for the team, and you put in all this pressure, or Bobby almost was valedictorian. How about celebrating Bobby was, what's the one underneath, salutary, which,
I don't know what's under
salutatorian,
it. Because
salutatorian.
that's the fact. We don't even know what's under the valedictorian. Because they're not
focused on the valedictorian, right?
But
So-
you remember principal's list, and I remember I did that.
Yes.
I remember doing that, Teresa, getting my kids their grades and like, oh, you almost made principal's list.
You
If this
almost
was
made
a
a
B,
B. Yes.
you would have made it. You know, so I am guilty. I've done that.
Me too. Oh, I know that I probably have done that.
Because, and this happened to us where we get deflated. You get deflated.
You get
And you-
deflated.
and then you don't want to try.
So how about maybe that one B that your child got? They really worked hard for that B,
Yeah.
and then you're
That's
like,
right.
gosh, you're only 2 points away from an A. You almost got an A, and how deflated that child would feel when they know how hard they worked for that B.
Or how about parents who scold their children? You almost didn't graduate, but they did.
But they did.
But they graduated.
You made it by the skin of your teeth. But it doesn't
You
matter.
almost
they made
didn't
it.
graduate. I did this to Alicia. So I didn't throw her a graduation party. I was so upset with her because she almost didn't graduate. And I'm like, this is your senior year. You almost didn't graduate. I didn't throw a party. I didn't have anything. We went to the graduation. We came home. And that was it. So
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we are all are guilty.
Suzanne,
No, we
that's
are all
terrible.
guilty.
I did it. I'm telling you the truth. That's what
She
happened.
needs a graduation party.
She didn't get one because she almost didn't graduate. So I didn't give her one because we really didn't know she was going to graduate.
Right, because you
Okay,
and you know and what
okay.
happens though, Suzanne, is that you're in that moment.
I
when you're in that
understand, I
moment,
understand.
You're feeling these emotional.
Oh, trust me.
Whatever.
That's why.
And
I
especially
did.
and especially when you know that your child is capable.
That's,
all right?
that's the part.
That's
That
hard.
that's
yes.
what hurts your feelings.
That is
Yeah,
the
it
part.
does.
That
you're
child.
saying, whose child is this? Because I know you can do
I know you can do it.
Mm-hmm.
However, we should be into promoting and elevating instead of knocking down. Not saying we don't do that, but we can, even without knowing, I'm sure that if Kevin was sitting here, he could mention times where I made him feel bad. I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
but it happened. So we should be more aware. Man, I would be a great parent if I was a parent now.
Oh my goodness.
I
would
be
too.
A great
You would be a great parent, but you would be tired
I'd
because
be tired, but I would be a fantastic parent to know
I am
now what I know
exhausted.
that didn't know then. I knew
That's true.
nothing. I was.
that's why you have children
Clueless.
later in life and not so early, because you get wiser. Experience. The more you experience things, the more you understand and get wiser.
I was, I'll never forget what you told me when I first met you. And you don't know how much that echoed in my ears and in my mind through the years of Kevin's teenage years, when you said, it's not personal to you, Suzanne. Whatever was happening, it's not personal to me. It was, he's changing. Hormones are taking over his body, and it's just things. And I never forgot that it's not personal to you, because we forget when we're teenagers.
Well, yeah, we as parents can get amnesia. We forget when we were 14, 15,
That's
15
true.
years old, and how we were feeling at the time. And I was
true.
a young mother,
I was
but
a good-
I had
I was too.
women in my family I had my son, I was actually 20, and I had women in my family who had their children in their 30s, and it's totally different. Because
Yeah, it's
I
different.
That's a big
admired
difference.
that their patience. When I was 20, I still was trying to be 20 years old, doing 20-year-old things.
We just don't
but
have a
I was-
clue.
But I was a mom. But I would say on the flip side, when my son was he was 17 when he went to college, and I was still 37, and he was like gone, and I was like, woohoo!
What?
You can
I'm just
party
saying.
Can you
younger.
imagine?
So it's a little flip side.
She
to
was
that,
an empty nester at 37 years old. That is
Oh my gosh.
I tell you, and this
that is amazing.
So my thing is that what we're trying to communicate here for you guys is that almost can be good enough.
Almost is progress.
Almost is progress.
Almost is progress.
And almost is lessons learned.
Almost is
That's
you're
nice.
getting closer.
And
Wow.
it says here, let's build a thread of progress, because your effort deserves more credit than you think. And the effort, regardless of hitting it 100%, celebrate 50%, celebrate 80%, celebrate 10%. It doesn't
Celebrate
matter.
the
but
process.
celebrate the process, and don't beat yourself up in any of the categories that we mentioned
Yeah.
or anything else in life.
Anything else in life? Oh wow, this was a good conversation.
It's a good conversation.
This was really good. Go ahead and comment.
Comment.
DM,
Let us know.
DM us. Tell us about your almost story.
Yes.
Yeah.
We would love to hear from you.
Let's spotlight somebody who has the best story.
Yeah,
Let's
we'll
spotlight
do that.
We'll spotlight you if you share a story of something that almost happened to you and what you learned from it. We'll spotlight you in our next episode.
Absolutely.
And we really need for you to subscribe to our channel. We're trying to build it. So if you can subscribe,
Yep.
share, comment.
Let us know what you
Like.
like. Let us know what you dislike.
Yeah, we're open, and we really appreciate you guys.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's a good hashtag, you guys?
Let's see.
3V, hashtag 3VU.
Almost.
Almost.
Okay, we're gonna keep it simple today.
That's right.
Hashtag 3VU.
Almost.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Do us a big favor and hit that like button, share this episode, and subscribe.